Alright, YouTube, we're going to do a little update here. Umbies are out and around. I just had the divider out, and the big guy that I'm calling Flex here, you can see why he's all flexed up like a tough guy, was really blued up, and I'm not sure what we're going to call her. I think it's a female, just got totally blonde and had black fins on the bottom and black circles around her eyes, and looked like they were going to get along real well for a bit here, and then things went south, so I divided them. All of a sudden they were in each other's face, and doing the dance, looking good, like they were gonna make friends. And then all of a sudden he's chasing her around and took a pretty good nip out of her back, so I separated them. But we'll try again later. I mean, it's funny, she's right back at the divider wanting to get together with him, it looks like, try and get close, but I'm learning these guys are pretty shy, man. If I get too close, they don't like it. They'll run and hide pretty quickly. But, either way, they're really good looking, really cool fish. It's looking pretty good here. A lot of freckles and real light colored this one is. And normally very shy, but not so much right now, which is kind of cool, Got the black around her eyes, I notice. This is the most this fish has been out since I've had it. And I get too close and she's booking it, but you can see the black around her eyes, and then her bottom fins were all black. I might pull the divider again and see what happens, but you can see the bite. Must be on the other side. She got a pretty good bite on her back, right there. Wailed on her pretty good. It's funny, as this is the most this fish has let me get near it since I've had it. There she goes. And then this guy's pretty snappy most of the time here. I don't know, sometimes he's like super tough, standoffish, and sometimes he'll go and hide. But he's a really good looking fish. He likes to come onto the glass and flex real tough and snap at the glass, and shake his head. And, I had him on the opposite sides of the tanks, but in the ruckus, she ended up hiding over there, and he ended up hiding over here, so I just put the divider in, and that's where they ended up. But I remember he's out here flaring his gills and shaking his head at me. For some reason they don't like the camera. The camera scares them a little bit, I think. So I've got this new phone, the new Samsung Note Edge. We'll see how good the video quality comes out here. Really excited about these fish. They're really fun. They require quite a bit of patience because they hid for about a month. And sometimes they're super, like he is now, like just angry, and sometimes they're just chicken little. So, pretty good looking guy. I'm really happy with him. Yep. I'm gonna pause the video and go out to the other tank. Okay, so out to the living room here. We still got I took one of the pea bass from the garage and put him in here just because it was getting crowded out there, and I don't know. Old Geronimo's not doing so good these days for some reason. He's real dark, and he's got a little hole in the head going on, which is abnormal, man. He's been healthy fish forever, He started this whole deal, and then I tried to change him to Southern Delight, but he didn't eat for like 3 weeks, and I just couldn't take it, so I started feeding him Massivore again, and the last couple of days seems like he's kind of turned a corner. It's weird. Sometimes he wants to eat, sometimes he doesn't, so I'm not sure what's going on with him, This other guy's doing fine. I thought for sure he was just going to get throttled when I threw him in here, but I think because this guy's not been doing real well, you can see he's got a little hole in the head going right there on the top of his eye. And he's not half the fish he was before. Before he was just super bright, big red hump on his head, and now he just looks scabby. So I've just been doing crazy water changes and trying to get him to eat, and I'm thinking about Metro metronidazole, or yeah, something like that. The Metro will put in there for a couple of days and see if that helps. But you know, I'm feeding him Massivore, and I fed him this stuff for years, and he's always been the awesome fish that I've had in all my videos and pictures, just super bright. And I don't know. I mean, I know the water's super clean. I do 50% water change twice a week, and half of that is RO water, so the nitrates are like 10 or less. I don't know what his deal is. I do remember though that at one point I had a bag of this Massivore, and through the whole bag he was dark like this, and then the next bag I got, he colored up real good and went back to health. So this bag's almost gone. I got a new bag on the way, and we'll see if I don't know, that and some Metro. But I don't know. I mean, he's all right. He just doesn't look good, and he doesn't have the biggest appetite in the world, and is not super aggressive like he's been known to be. So we'll see. Hopefully we can get him through it, and I don't know. We'll see here. Okay, so out in the garage here with the 240. Trying to thin the herd here some. You know, I put one of the bass in the living room, and I took a bunch of the decorations out. I had a bunch of rocks in there to make some more room because these fish are getting pretty big here. The little arowana's doing good. I had a little smaller arowana in there, and the bigger arowana just beat him up pretty good. So I had moved him to one of these other tanks, and out of the smallest hole he found a way and jumped out, and I found him on the floor out here. So we're down in arowana, but yeah, everybody else in the tank's doing really good. Tank's super clear, clean, other than the water spots. I actually got this big piece of driftwood that I was soaking for a couple months in the yard, and I got the tannins down pretty good, but the water's still a little, it's making the water a little bit tea colored. But again, I'm doing 50% water change twice a week, so even if, you know, it tannins up, and then I just clean the water out, so it's, you can see if you look down here, water's a little bit tannined up, but from what I understand, that's good for these Amazon fish. So everybody seems to be real happy, so I guess we're not going to change nothing. So if we turn around here, there's no lights in these tanks, and these fish are not going to come out, I'm sure, but I got a couple more umbies in here. I set up some 40 breeders in the garage, just so I can figure out what the heck I'm doing here. So I got one here and one here, and you know, we'll see how that goes. And then over here we got the water changing station. I made a few modifications to it here. I had a loud Home Depot pump, and I put another Jaybo DC 12,000 on here, and I actually timed it. I went outside and put a bucket out there, and it takes just under a minute to fill up a 5-gallon bucket. So I figure it's pushing 600 or 700 gallons an hour when it's running at full tilt. So it takes me about, to do half of this 240 takes about 15 minutes to empty it, and then it takes about 12 minutes to fill it back up. For some reason it fills faster than it drains. So 15 down and 12 up, so 27 minutes I do a water change on this 240, and that's 50% of it. So 120 gallons is coming out and in under half an hour, which is it saves a huge headache. So just a quick thing on this, you can see I got the drain comes out of the 240 and around to my drain pump, and then it goes out into the yard, out through the side of the garage, and I have a sprinkler on the end of it, and I water the grass with it. And this is the RO wastewater, also goes out into the yard. So I got a 50-gallon per day RO, which stuff in the garage, sorry. It takes about 3 days, and I get 150 gallons. And then I do the rest with tap water, which I got piped in right here, hot and cold tap water. And I'm gonna put on here, I think, is I ordered another water filter, which is just gonna be a sediment and a dual carbon block. I actually got one that's a sediment, and then some chlorine, and the second one is chlorine and some other stuff, and then the third one is just a carbon block. So I'm gonna run that on the tap water, so that I'm not having to even put prime or any of that in there, and hopefully it gets rid of any maybe pesticides that are in the water. But so we got the garage tank, cold water in, hot water in, and then the living room tank is hooked up right here. The bedroom tank is right here, and then I can do my 240s in the garage with this. I can gravel vac with this. And at the bedroom tank, there's a split in there where I can attach a gravel vac or just run water changes. I forgot to show you that in the bedroom, but yeah, just have it teed off in the bedroom where it's either just straight water change, which I do like 4 water changes and then 1 gravel vac. And then for now, the living room is just bare bottom, so there's never anything on the bottom. It's 100% clean, so I just do water changes with that. And we got one more here in the kitchen, my little Dovi tank. Walk on in here. Let's see what the lighting situation is here. So we got 20 little Dovi in here. We're trying to grow out, and a lot of glare. Let me go around the other side. And I just bring that one hose in here for this one and change the water there. But I got one guy in here that's really standing out. That's him right there. He's quite a bit bigger than everybody else, and a little less afraid than everybody else. I don't know if you can see it, but he has like his gill plate is like abnormally long for some reason on the left side right there. That one kind of hangs down like a goatee. But he's pretty cool looking. He's putting the whipping on everybody else in here. So I imagine we'll get to a place where we're gonna have to start separating these guys too, and I'm not sure where I'm gonna put them, but we'll figure something out. So I think I got everything in there, and I'll just cut it short before the video's too long. But if you're watching, thanks for doing so. Oh, my wife's calling right now. Let me hang up on her.